Bacanora. In fact, not an expression you will hear in a bad anime rom-com starring a character named Nora. It's not like I like you or anything, Bacanora. No, it's actually a very traditional agave spirit that was illegal up until I think the early 90s. So now it is legal. So let me. This gets tricky because it's Mexico and everything's complicated. So Bacanora isn't something that just anyone can produce. There are regulations, there are rules, there are applications one must file. So you have to live or you have to make the stuff in the state of Sonora in northwest Mexico. So Sonora is basically like start in Arizona and head south. So pretty far north, much further north than a lot of the agave-based spirits you will find. And also it has to be, you have to sort of register and do the paperwork and pay the money. So I'm guessing a lot of people don't actually bother with that, and a lot of the really good Bacanora cannot actually legally be sold as Bacanora. Anyways, but we're going to try some that are actually available and labeled as such. I have got Yoowe. I think it's Yoowe. I'm not really sure. And I have got the Batuq. And we are going to taste through these and give them some scores. All right, so Yoowe Bacanora. This is distilled by Ramón Miranda. It is from agave pacifica, which that sounds very cool and exotic, but if you look at the species, it's good old angustifolia, which is known in Oaxaca as espadin. So, which is a very, very, very super duper common agave. Now, is that bad? No, I love espadin. I think it's fantastic stuff. This is from the village of Alamos, cooked in an underground oven with oak and mesquite fuel. Wild fermented, distilled in a stainless and copper, double distilled, stainless and copper still. Now, the date is kind of incomprehensible to me. I think that's 11/12, so presumably 2011 or 2012, one of those two. It's lot number 2 in any case. So this was a shelfer. I bought this off the shelf. I don't know if it was sitting there for 10 years, but maybe. The first complaint I will have about this is the cork is terrible. It's incredibly hard to get out and put back in. It is synthetic, which is great. I love synthetic corks. But yeah, it's a little annoying. I love the rest of this package though. Look, the picture is cool. Like the label is kind of thick. It looks like it's almost coming off. This is the cork is annoying. Everything else about the packaging is great. Sorry, I will shut up and get some notes on this. 400 bottles, 43.6% ABV. On the nose, I mean, it's recognizably espadin. It really gives off those kind of like minty herbaceous notes meets almost like sweet vanilla notes. But there is also like a dollop of weirdness in this, which I'm really appreciating. Let me get some proper notes down. Mint, not like fake mint. These are like actual mint leaves, basil leaves as well. A little dill, fresh dill, mud, yeah. But there's some more fun aromatic elements in this. Lemon peel, some floral elements, almost like a dryer sheet more so than actual flowers, but nice dryer sheet. Fennel, white pepper, vanilla, yeah. But then there's like a fun lactic cheesy thing on this, which I don't normally associate with espadin. Normally I think of espadin as being like just like squeaky clean to a fault. But no, this has like a cheese curd note. Like it smells like classic Wisconsin cheese curds with some like some peppers in there. Maybe some like Scotch bonnet peppers thrown in. I mean, it's fun. It's rustic. It's not, throwing huge layers of complexity and depth at me, but yeah, this is a really good mix of some classic espadin notes with some interesting, fun little flowers and the cheese curd thing. I like it. Ooh, there's actually like a Toronto's note in this. So Toronto is one of the cool Argentinian white wines. Yeah, that's there. Okay, on the palate. That was a fun little journey. Um, first expression, first impression. Sorry, um, extremely solid. Um, Interesting. So the front end of this is very, very classic espadin. It's exactly what I would expect to get from something I paid $40 for on a mezcal shelf. But then, like in the mid palate, there's suddenly this explosion of like flowers, almost potpourri. This wasn't very expensive, by the way. I think this was like in the mid 30s somewhere. So um, it's actually undercutting a lot of the Oaxacan mezcals at that price point. Yeah, brings a lot of, especially in the front end, brings a lot of campfire smoke, um, hippie toothpaste, so mint and fennel, lemon and lime peel, white pepper, basil, kind of like a burned vanilla thing. But then again, as it travels back, like you get a lot of just like dried flowers. This is fun. I like this. Yeah, it's pleasantly grungy, but at the same time throwing a lot of flowers at me. It's kind of on, it is on the smoky side. So if you really don't like a lot of smoke in your mezcals, this may not be the one for you. But I'm enjoying the twists and turns here. Uh, Jalapeno and cheese curds. Yeah, that's there still. And pretty darn good mouth presence. Doesn't have a lot of mouth length. It's kind of stopping right at my molars, but it feels good in there. The finish is pretty good. Is it changing my life? No, absolutely not. But it's a lot of fun, and this can absolutely do duty as like a house mezcal for cocktails or whatever you want to do with it. And I'm very happy to have this for under $40 or so. I'm gonna give this a few drops of water. We'll come back to it. Two, three, four. Next up, this is the Bacanora Batuq, but this is not the basic one. This is the Reserva de la Casa. Um, I bought this on closeout. It was this normally retails for around $100. I got it for 50. So that's kind of cool. 100% agave yaquiana, which if you look on the back is actually pacifica, which as we just saw is angustifolia or espadin. So same thing. I'm not mad. I love espadin. What do we got here? So now the way they make this is kind of interesting. So it's still wild fermented, but they're cooking this in actually two different ways. Half of this goes into kind of traditional underground ovens, which are cooked with mesquite, and the other half goes into an autoclave, so like a almost a tequila style oven. Um, let's see, wild yeast, double distilled in a direct fired stainless and copper stove. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, and the master distiller is, oh, it's somewhere on here. Sorry, everyone. Rafael, wait, is that right? Sorry for the delay. Rafael Quijada, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I will figure this out in a little bit. I'm making a mess with this. Anyways, there are 793 bottles. This is from the town of San Pedro de la Cuerva, and it is bottled at 50.3% alcohol by volume. Thank you for hanging in there with me. On the nose, kind of muted, to be honest. Actually, you know what this smells like? This smells like if you've ever like gone into the grocery store when it first opens up and someone is like putting, you know, the fresh onions into the bins. That's kind of what it smells like. It smells like fresh onions that they just trucked over from the field. Still got a little bit of mud on them. Yeah, like onions and shallots. That's really what I'm getting here. Not cooked. These are like raw. These still smell, have that earthy thing. It's pretty vague though. Celery, maybe. Yellow bell pepper. There's like this very vague basil thing. So, okay, maybe we're edging into the same notes as the previous one. But it feels like there's a good amount of stuff. It's just hard to pick out what's going on. It's pretty, yeah, I think vague is the term. Some fennel, dry dust, white pepper. Yeah, tough to nail down. If I can speak like Descartes for a moment, this is clear but not distinct. Look up what that means. All right, on the palate here. Oh. Yikes. So, let me try that again. Hold on. Okay. So when I describe what this is doing, it's going to sound like a lot of the way I talked about the last one, but the last one, it kind of worked. Basically, this starts fine, good arrival, and then it just gets, there's a huge blast of, yeah, floral stuff on the mid palate, but this time it is not just flowers, this is soapy. There is a soapy thing on the mid palate and the back end of this, which is, I was just kind of like wiping everything out. Hold on. Yeah. Oh. Arrival is fine. And you see how it takes me a second. Like, I'm like, my face is fine, and then, oh, yeah. It takes a second. Arrives on peppermint, confectioner's fudge, so not chocolate fudge. This is just like sugar and vanilla. A little fennel, some incense, some pepper, and that's all nice. And then it just like gets all like pushed to the side by this explosion of like expensive bath soap. Like again, you kind of spent too much money in Whole Foods and then stuffed all the bars into your mouth. One more time. Oh. I gotta be honest with you. If this came in a sample bottle, right? One of the little Bostons that I will get in splits or trades or as kind donations. If this was in a sample bottle, I would think this was flawed. I really would. I would be sending a little direct message. I would be like, "Hey, did you sure you washed your Bostons?" Or no, not that, not that kind of flawed. Like, when you wash your Bostons, are you sure you got all the soap out of there? Like, did you maybe get all the water around that little cone thing and the cap? Because sometimes the soap gets hide up there, and you'll be like, "Oh, geez, I didn't think to wash it." That's kind of what this tastes like. It tastes like maybe a little bit of soap or something got in here. But this is a shelfer. Like, I went to Binny's. I bought it off the closeout shelf. So I don't think it's I think this is just how it is. Oh God. Sorry, I just noticed. I was going to tell you, maybe you don't necessarily need to avoid this bottling, but avoid this lot. But if you look on the back, they didn't actually write in the lot number. So I don't really know what to do. Avoid the ones that are bottled at 50.3% ABV with 793 bottles, I guess. Yeah, this is rough. This is tough. I'm going to give this a little bit of water. Maybe that'll clear it up, but I have my doubts. Like, what, 2 squirts? And hopefully that hasn't wrecked my palate for the rest of the day. Yikes. I mean, sometimes that happens. So when I talk about flaws, I mean, I'm coming from wine world, right? There are things which are technically flawed, like Brettanomyces yeast in there. Technically, you can consider that a flaw, but I mean, a little bit of it's the poison is in the dosage, right? So a little bit of Brett can actually give things some character, a little bit of extra depth in there. A lot of Brett completely throws off the balance. And like any amount of like cooking or TCA, that's just a flawed bottle. This, I mean, if there was a little bit less of the kind of soapy floral thing, it would be fine. I would just consider that part of the profile. But this really comes off like it's too much. Like it's just over that line where I'm starting to think this is just a flawed batch. Anyways, we'll come back to it. Hopefully I'm wrong. Back to the Yoowe, whatever this is. Who is this? I love this guy. I love this label so much. It's like this kind of reddish purple. Like more brands need to use this color, and at the very minimum. All right, on the nose. Oh yeah, like water actually brings out the cheese curds on this, and I am all here on this. Or I'm all here for it. I'm sorry. It's nice. Like it's okay. So it's bringing a lot of smoke, Not as much as some of the more aggressively smoky Del Maguey's, but a lot of smoke. But it's also got the cheese curds and some of those more herbaceous notes that espadin brings to kind of balance that off, and it works really, really well. On the palate. Yeah, again, this is not shy about the flowers. There's a fair amount of potpourri happening on this, but it's under control. It's in balance. That's the difference. Very delicious. Presents very sweet. Sweet and smoky and slightly cheesy and floral and herbaceous. It's bringing a lot of things. There's not a huge amount of depth to this, but it's just a damn good table mezcal. So it really comes down to price. If you can get this for, I've seen this on the internet for like under $30, like in the 20s. For that price, yeah, grab this. Like, just have this lying around for anytime you want to anytime you want to do some fun cocktailing. You can Paloma with this all day long, if that's your thing. Above $40, I feel like there's too many things that are better than this you can get for that money. But somewhere in that sweet spot, yeah, this is worth the money, and a great little just house agave spirit to have around. I like this. 84 points. 84 points for the Yoowe Bacanora, or Yahweh, however it's pronounced. 84 points. Espadin is so cool. All right. Back to the Batuq Reserva de la Casa, and I am praying for this. I'm really hoping for this to kind of just clean itself up. On the nose. Yeah, so again, I wasn't getting a whole lot of flowers or soap on the nose of this before. With water, now I kind of am. There's a lot of... Okay, so there's some lemon bars that I like. There's a little bit of mesquite. I'm not the biggest mesquite fan in the world, but I can deal with it. And there's also a lot of potpourri. It's really floral. And on the nose, it's not too bad. It's just over that line, but I can deal. Let's see what happens on the palate. Here we go. No. Yeah, it's still got that really aggressive soapy thing on the mid palate going back. It's a little bit more integrated now with water, but yeah, this is tough. There's someone out there who maybe is into this style, and if that's you, hey, I respect that. I absolutely respect you. You can, and as a matter of fact, get in touch. You can have my bottle. For everyone else, no, like do not buy. At least do not buy this batch, and yeah, take care with this bottling. I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna call this a 76 question mark because I don't know if this is this a flawed batch, a flawed bottle, is this just a style, or is it supposed to be this way? I genuinely don't know. And there are elements in this I do like, but in its current state, no, I can't recommend this. So that's the video, I guess. Sometimes that's how it goes down. Yoowe, 84 points. Very, very solid. Great example of espadin with a little bit of color to it. That makes it fun. And the Batuq Reserva de la Casa did not enjoy this batch. Yeah, sorry. And that's what I got. thanks for watching, and 76 question mark. And cheers. Bye.